Hi my loving Tiffany Thanks family, how are you all? I'm just standing here because the sun is shining in and it feels so nice on my skin. I need to go out for a little walk, especially when the sun's out. I just absolutely love the feeling of the sun on my face. It feels incredible. I actually haven't gone on a walk. Hold on, what I'll do is I'll set you up so that we can talk and catch up properly. Let's make a peppermint tea. Let's do that first. I keep forgetting to bring my tripod here, so I need to get that, just because it just means that I can set you up and it'll just be easier rather than me holding the camera. Let me find a way. I'll figure it out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack up my books and use them as a tripod. I'm getting a call. I've made my own tripod with candles and things like that. I'm going to be better. I'm going to remind myself to get the tripod so that it will just be easier for me to kind of set up. Every morning I have to have a quick catch up with my mum and my sister, so that's all done today. Matt's gone to work, so I just thought it would be nice to sit down, and in my last video I said I'm going to answer some questions that you've had in regards to what's been going on. I know the videos seem a little bit confusing. I think it's because I put a little shorts video to say that there's no video up, and maybe I shouldn't have done that because I think that's what made some of you confused. I was in the hospital on that Sunday and I just thought if I put out a video to say there isn't going to be a video and the reason is because I'm in the hospital because of my infection, I thought that would make sense, but I think that added to the confusion. So let's talk about that. Let me get my peppermint tea. Oh, it's still quite hot. I'll let it kind of cool down. So what had happened was I had the issue with if you've been watching my videos, you will know that I have the issue of something sticking out in my tummy. So I've got the stoma on one side and then I had the issue of something bulging in my tummy. I wasn't sure what it was, so I went to see my surgical team, and I went to see them because it just made sense. They know what surgery I have had, they know all about me. Instead of going to kind of my GP, it made sense for me to call my team and say, hey, is it possible to have someone check out my tummy? I've got something sticking out and it's not going away. So I vlogged that day when I went to see them, and it wasn't my main surgeon that saw me. He wasn't in. It was someone from the team. So someone who knows me and my body, and I felt comfortable going to them and seeing her. So she touched my tummy, and at that point I didn't have any symptoms. I wasn't vomiting, I was eating, I was fine. I just had that bulge in my tummy. So she touched it and said, right, this is called an incisional hernia. You get this when you've had a surgery when you have a surgery as big as what you've had. One of the side effects is incisional hernia. So that put my mind at ease. I was absolutely fine and I understood it was something. I did get a little bit emotional in that video. I think it's because I just didn't want anything, you know. I really started the year very positive and I just didn't want another thing to think about. And with a hernia, it is absolutely fine. It sticks out in my tummy. There's days where it's a lot bigger and there's days where it's a lot flatter, but it's kind of always there. And I read one of the comments and it said, one of you said, and it just made me think, oh, I should think like that more. You know how I've got a stoma on one side and now I've got the hernia? It's like now it's balanced out, so my tummy is now balanced out. Let me put my phone on silent. So I think that made me think, you know what, you're right. It's one of those things that happen, and I'm not the only person in the world that this happens to. I think when it initially popped up, naturally I am going to be worried, because when you have gone through what I've gone through, anything that goes wrong with the body, anything that feels different, and it doesn't go away, automatically I think, right, what's going on? Has the cancer spread? Is there a cancer there growing? I just automatically thought the worst. And so going to see the surgeon the surgical team honestly put my mind at ease. I was fine. I came home, and then a day or two later I felt really weak, and I lost my appetite, and I knew something was wrong. And the hernia and what had happened with the gastroenteritis is two separate things, but where it happened roughly around the same time, I panicked, and I again thought the worst, and I was vomiting, and I knew I needed to see the doctors. And the hospital that I'm under, they don't have an A&E department, so I have to go to another hospital. I went to the hospital in Chelsea because that hospital and my hospital where I've had the surgery, it's linked. So if they want to know more information, let's say I went to a new hospital where I live, they would have no information about me, and it would be kind of starting again from the beginning. So what I decided to do was go to the A&E department. I was so unwell, but I thought, you know what, it's maybe a 15-minute drive extra to go to that hospital. So Amma and I decided to go to the A&E department there. And when we got there, I was vomiting a lot in the car as well, and I was out of breath, and I just panicked. Honestly, I felt really unwell, and initially they thought it was C. diff, and I thought it could have been C. diff, but my tummy, it didn't feel the same. So they took a sample, and the first time I went to A&E, I felt fine. After they gave me the fluids and the anti-sickness, I felt absolutely fine. Then I went home, and then in the night I felt unwell, and then I woke up, I felt unwell, and I thought, you know what, I don't feel okay again. And what I've learned from this whole experience is I know my body more than anyone, more than the doctors, more than my mum, more than anyone. I know my body. And I just said, Amma, I need to go to A&E. I don't feel right. I feel awful. And we went back to A&E. Then we got the sample. So when they took a sample from my stool, they checked for C. diff, and it came back as it's not C. diff, it's gastroenteritis. But I couldn't keep food down. I was still vomiting, and my stool was green. Honestly, it was green, and it wasn't going away. There was liquid and liquid, bags and bags of green fluid. And the doctors were like, right, you have to stay in. And they gave me a side room because it makes sense. They probably didn't want my infection to go to anyone else in the hospital. So I had a side room, and they wanted me to introduce food only when I felt like eating. If I felt sick, they were like, right, don't eat. Let's just get this virus out of your body. And what they said was, with my body, with some people, because I know some of the comments said, oh, I've had gastroenteritis and I was fine. I was fine at home. And I think those comments really made me think. When I read those comments, hold on, let me sit down a bit more comfortably. Yeah, when I read those comments, I felt a bit like meh, because it just made me feel a bit upset, really, because when I got gastroenteritis, it didn't go away really quickly. And I know some of the comments said, oh, she's overreacting, and I felt really shocked by it, because I wouldn't go to A&E. If you know me, then you know that I wouldn't go to the hospital until Like, I don't like being in the hospital. I don't think anyone likes being in the hospital, right? So I genuinely wasn't feeling well, and that's why I went in. And my body is different to your body, right? No same person has the same, I can't explain it. So you might have had gastroenteritis and you might have been okay the next day. But with my body, because of everything that's gone on, I'm not as strong as someone else. My body is weaker, and I've accepted that. My body is not as strong, and when I get an infection, it is really bad. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I saw this green fluid come out, and I was vomiting, and I realized then I need to be extra careful, because if I get an infection, it takes my body a long time to fight it off, and I have to be really, really careful with what I'm doing, where I am, who I'm seeing. If someone has a cough or a cold, I need to really look after myself, because someone else might get a virus or someone else might get ill, but their body might be able to handle it, whereas mine, it's not as strong. And if you think about it, it's not been a long time since everything. I'm still kind of dealing with a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out, because I think some people thought, right, what are you doing in the hospital? It's just gastroenteritis. And honestly, I felt I could handle it as well, and that's why I went home and I thought I could drink water and flush it out. But it wasn't like that. I was up every 10 minutes I was up, and I was either vomiting, sorting out my stoma, and I just couldn't keep water down. I just wanted to clear that up, because some people were really confused to why I was in the hospital if it was just a virus infection. And I'm sure the doctors, if they thought I was well, they wouldn't keep me in, you know. They would say, right, you're better now, go home. And they were just checking up on my blood. They were doing ECGs to make sure my heart rate was okay again. They were giving me fluids on fluids on fluids. I had glucose, I had saline. They were making sure that my body was fighting this virus, and I was at the best place, because I don't think I would have been okay at home. I tried to go home and try to sort it out myself, but that wasn't the case. I think with where I was, they did an x-ray, right, and the x-ray was fine. I think they were checking to see if there was an obstruction or anything like that, but the x-ray came out fine. And the doctors know that I have a scan coming up at my main hospital, so I've got scans coming up, so that's going to put my mind at ease. I have been thinking a lot about having scans done, and it makes sense to why they didn't do a CT scan or MRI scan when I was at the A&E hospital, only because when they asked me, when is your next scan, I said it's in March, and it just makes sense, right? Because I'm going to have the scan done, and we'll get some results, and the hospital, my main hospital, doctors will know what to do. So yeah, I am really grateful, because the scan's going to happen really soon, and I need to get the scans done. I want to have the scans done because I just want to make sure everything's okay. I just want to make sure everything's okay, and it will put my mind at ease. Once the scan's done and we get results, it will definitely put my mind at ease. I have been on edge. If I think about it too much, I don't want to get emotional, but when I think about it too much, I think I really work myself up, because I think, oh my goodness, I just want to have good scans just so that I can enjoy the rest of this year. I know I will always have scans, and I understand the importance of having scans. The more scans the better, I think, because it just means if anything does pop up, something like we can do something about it, you know, rather than leaving it too late. Sorry. I feel like whenever I want to have a little chit chat, that's when my phone will go crazy and I'll get calls, and everyone's just kind of checking up on me, which is so nice. I feel very, very lucky and blessed to have so many people just check in and make sure I'm okay. I've taken a little bit of time off work, just because, I don't know, I feel sorry, I thought there was a spider there, but it's not a spider. Right, yeah, I've taken a little bit of time off work just because I think, you know what, I'm just going to take it easy. I absolutely love going to work, but I think for now I'm just going to, actually, you know what, I'm going to go back to work. I'm not going to do every single day. I just thought about it because going to work is good for me. It keeps my mind busy. I love talking to people about their eyes, and I think I should book into work a few days, maybe not every single day, because do you know what? With me, I'm an all or nothing kind of person. I sometimes get really excited and I book into work. I book in so many days, and I think I need to kind of step back, and if I do a few days here and there, it's going to make me happy, but also my body's not going to feel really tired, and I need to kind of figure out, I do want to go back to work, but I will do one day here, take a day off, and then another day, you know, and I think I'll start doing that because I have had some time off, and as much as it's nice kind of resting and sleeping and listening to my body and just having this time to rest, I absolutely love my job, and I think I need to figure out, maybe I'll start off with one day and see how I feel. I do worry because with my job I'm with people, right? And with the tests that I do, I have to go quite close to people as well, and I just need to be better with wearing masks, and I just need to look after myself because I don't want to get a virus or an infection ever again. And I know it's one of those things that I can't avoid. I can't stay in the house forever. Let me have a little sip, hold on, cheers. I've cut out a lot of caffeine. I don't know what it is, since coming back from the hospital, I've not been craving it. I don't know whether it's because I've had a long time without having caffeine, because when I was in the hospital I didn't have any coffee, and so I'm not craving it, which is a good thing because I think I love having my coffees, but maybe it could be on the days that I feel I need a treat or something, but I've not craved it. I've been loving just drinking hot water. I've been loving coconut milk. Coconut milk is so nice, I love it. And what else have I been enjoying drinking? Coconut milk, coconut water, and just water really, and squash. Yeah. I feel like I've talked to you a lot about what's gone on, and I hope I've answered some of your questions. I know some of you understand that I just post videos. I don't think about it a lot. I just post what's going on, and I understand if there's questions that, because it won't make sense, because one day I look absolutely fine and I'm living my best life, and the next minute you look at me and my eyes are all dark and I'm in the hospital. I had so many people ask me, how do you go from looking okay to the next video looking really unwell? That's how quickly, whenever I get ill, it shows up on my face. The first place it shows up is on my face. As soon as I get unwell, my eyes go dark. It's so weird. I think it's where I didn't have enough sleep. I was vomiting, and so my eyes were just sunken, and my face, the color, everything it just changes. And when I was editing those videos, I could see such a difference from when I look fine and feel fine to when I get ill. I did lose a lot of weight as well, which really upsets me because I have been doing so much to put on weight. And I think for me, the reason why I like putting on weight is because if I get ill, I stop eating. I just lose my appetite. And for me, if I put on weight and then I get ill, it's okay because I can lose that weight, if that makes sense. Whereas if I don't know if that makes any sense, but I always think it's okay to put on weight, Tiffany, because you struggled so much to put on weight. You know, there's the days where I was really, really unwell and I had to have the surgery. The doctors would give me these milkshakes and say, drink loads of these milkshakes because after the surgery, you'll lose so much weight because you're not eating. So I would really, really struggle to put on weight. No matter what I'd eat, no matter what I'd drink, I would just lose the weight really quickly. So till this day, I want to maintain a good weight. I want to have a lot of weight on, and I don't want to lose weight because when I get ill, I lose weight so quickly. So I have lost a lot of weight being in the hospital and not eating and losing my appetite, and even now I'm not eating as much as I used to before this infection. I feel like I was eating all the time, but I've just really lost my appetite, so I need to kind of introduce foods back into my diet and yogurts and things that will help me put on weight, because if I ever get ill again, it's okay because I'll think, right, I'll lose the weight and then I'll put it back on again, you know? I don't know if that made any sense. I just wanted to come on here and tell you, because I think there was a lot of questions that were being asked, and it makes sense because I just posted those videos without any explanation. I think I just said I'm going to A&E, but I didn't tell you what was going on, and so I thought this was good to do this, to sit down and talk to you and kind of summarize and answer the questions you've had, just because it was a little bit confusing. But in that moment, I just wanted to talk to you. I just wanted to tell you what was going on. I never felt as if I had to explain what was going on because that wasn't even going through my mind. I'll be really honest with you. I was so unwell. I just picked up the camera and said, guys, I'm going to A&E. Oh my goodness, you know, I was just in that moment. I always feel, it's like, for me, when I speak to you, it's like I talk to my family or my friends, because you are my online family, right? So I didn't think about it a lot. And I know there's people that have questions, but in that moment, I just pick up the camera and I say, I'm going to the hospital, or I'm not feeling very well, I'm vomiting, but I don't think about giving you kind of the background and what's been going on, because I don't know, I need to be better at that. But I hope this video kind of clears things up for you. I want to go for a walk today. I haven't done much. I don't know what it is, since I got back I've been really scared. I've been scared to do anything because I'm scared I'm going to see someone who has a cough or is ill and then I get ill. I'm scared to go to the shops. I'm scared to go for a walk just in case someone walks past me and coughs, or, you know, but I can't live like that because otherwise I'm going to stay inside, and that's not good for my mind. And before all this, I really enjoyed going for little walks and I really built up my body. And some of you told me to get this belt for the hernia. I don't know how that would work because I've got the stoma on the other side and the hernia on this side, so how would I get a belt that goes over my tummy? I need to kind of do some research on that. I thought if I wear kind of leggings, kind of some tight leggings, it will hold my kind of hernia in place. They're not worried about it at all because it's not giving me any problems. I don't want it to give me any problems. I don't want to have an operation on it, and right now it's behaving. It's not doing anything, it's just there. So I want to go on gentle walks. I need to be careful with my low intensity workouts and carrying heavy things, and I just need to be cautious, and that's okay. You know, it's going to be fine. It's just a new way. Again, it's a new way of living, which I will learn over time. It's going to get easier. I need to leave. I need to go for a walk because it's not good for me to be inside. And where the sun is shining this morning, I need to just do it, don't I? Even my watch, you know how I used to wear my Apple Watch? My Apple Watch, it has no charge on it because I've just not had any motivation. You know how I was kind of checking my steps and making sure I was keeping my lungs healthy and my heart healthy? I haven't been doing that, and I need to get back on it. I didn't want this, the hernia, the gastroenteritis, I didn't want any of this to ruin my new year. This is going to be my fresh start again, and we've got scans coming up, and pray to God everything's going to be okay so that I can enjoy. I've been so scared to plan anything, and there's one thing that Amma said to me which really stuck with me. I'm someone that loves to see my friends and my family. It's so important to me. That's my priority. I think it's made me realise how much I love my loved ones, and I always like to plan things and put things in the diary. And my mum said, it's good that you do that, but if it comes to that day and you're feeling unwell or you feel your body doesn't feel okay, it's okay to cancel or reschedule. I sometimes feel really bad about that, but she said, she made me realise that the people that are in my life completely understand, and there's things that I have booked. I have this party that I had booked in my diary for a long time, and I've decided I'm not going to go, only because I'm worried there's going to be so many people in a small area, and right now it's not the time for me to be there. I feel really anxious, I'm not going to lie. I feel really anxious if someone coughs or if someone is unwell. Right now my body is not strong, and it's okay for me to tell that person that I don't feel comfortable being there, just because it's such a small area. And for me, before I would have gone, but where this has happened, I just think my body, I don't want it to get another infection, or I just need to kind of boost my immune system and boost how I still feel a bit kind of weak. And it's okay for me to say I can't come, you know, I'm just a bit worried about my health. And I think that's a good enough reason, and it's valid, because as much as I want to go, I need to put my body first and put my health first. Right now I need to prioritize me, and that's okay. I think that's okay, and I feel like I'm saying that out loud because if you're in a similar situation to me and you feel really bad about letting people down or missing out on a party or a birthday or something, it doesn't matter, because your health is the most important, and your friends, your loved ones understand. There's other ways that you can make it up to that person. You can have one-on-one time with them, and that's okay. So yeah, I feel as if I've talked a lot. I really have missed you. I think it's because the videos that you've watched, they're all kind of pre-recorded, and it's nice to kind of have those videos up so you know kind of the journey I've been on. And it's also nice for me to have a little break and get my body back to feeling like normal again. It's still not there, but it's definitely getting there. I just need to eat a little bit more and get my appetite back. And so yeah, I just wanted to put this video out, and the next videos that you watch will be vlogs. And if you have any other questions, leave them down in the description box. No, leave them down in the comment section, and I can answer them in the other videos. I like doing these sit down videos. I know some of you like it, some of you don't. I always feel that it's nice to kind of sometimes sit down and talk to you, because sometimes it's very much go, go, go. I'm showing you what I'm eating, I'm showing you food shop, I'm not really talking. So it's nice sometimes to sit down, answer some of your questions, and just have a little catch up, you know. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for being the best Tiffany Thinks family. Thank you for all the love, your support on all my videos, and all your comments as well. I get really overwhelmed with how much support I have. You're all incredible, and I hope you're all living your best life. That's all I want for you, to live a happy, healthy life, and just enjoying yourself, enjoying the life that God's given you. And we all have our challenges, but we will overcome it, and we've got each other, and I think that's really, really important. I love seeing you all interact with each other on Facebook, on Instagram. I love the community, the family that we've built together. It's honestly so nice to see so many lovely people come together. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video, I'm gonna edit, and I will see you in my next video. I love you all a lot. Bye. Mwah. Psh.